Are you struggling with putting the performance that you show in practices onto the match court? There are definitely a lot of mental reasons why we're having more stress when we're on the court playing matches than practice. But there's one thing that doesn't have anything to do with the mental part. It is one thing that we can control, and I've seen it over and over, that is the part that keeps people back from performing well in matches. We simply don't serve and work on return enough. In fact, in one of the clubs that I taught, when I wanted to do serve and return work, the people complained that they were not paying me to not feed the ball in. In other words, they insisted that I kept feeding the ball. The other thing is, if you see a lot of players coming out and hitting, they're hitting through the middle. And they might be hitting 20 minutes of forehands cross court, backhands cross court, and that's great, but you're working on the middle of the point. You're not working on the beginning of the point, the serve and the return. In this video, I'm going to show you a progression of drills for serves and returns that you can do by yourself, with somebody, a hitting partner, a coach, or even with somebody who doesn't know how to play tennis, but at least who knows how to toss a ball. So let's get going. One of the first things you can do, come out by yourself and serve. Get a bucket, 10, 15 balls, good enough. Go out and serve. And when you do that, you're coming out by yourself and you're serving by yourself, do make sure that you pay attention to a few details to get the most out of your single server session. Start with second serves. Everybody wants to bomb first serves, but number one, you're increasing the risk of injury. Also, it's so much more frustrating to have to decrease pace. So start slow with just second serves, and then add one more thing to it. You wouldn't just do that in a match. You wouldn't serve and then just stand there. So make sure that you're recovering, and I would add one shadow swing. If you don't have anybody else to hit with you, second serve and one shadow swing. When you're working on second serves, do put out targets, and I would go actually for depth targets. Because even if your serve is not quite placed to forehand or backhand, especially at lower levels, every level, people are trained to step in on shorter serves, especially when it's a second serve. So if you manage to get your second serve, albeit it's a little slower, but deeper, you're in good shape. Now, of course, I forgot my targets, so we're gonna improvise. Just use tennis balls or tennis cans or put a sweater there, something. If you do have somebody who can help you with these drills but doesn't play tennis, here's a variation of this drill. Very simple. Make sure that the person has insurance. So whether you do this drill by yourself or you have somebody there, or even having somebody return, or the coach then feeding the next ball in, make sure that you continue to move after your serve. We're still working on serve consistency and defending off of our second serve. So the first ball is my regular second serve, and then Kenneth will help me and return the ball in a realistic way so that I have to recover and continue to play the point, but I'm immediately under pressure. Now, even though his ball was a little out, I'm still going to play it because that ball is 10 centimeters further up. That ball is in. I got to react to it. And if by accident he hits it a little shorter, I can then jump on offense. If you want more of these high-level drills, I suggest that you check out the Fuzzy Yellow Ball's New Rules of Singles, because that is where I got some of these drills from. Will Hamilton and Craig O'Shaughnessy will run you through a ton of things that have changed quite a bit in recent years and that I think you can benefit from. All you do is go to the app, swipe to whichever topic you want to choose, and then you see Will and Craig explain exactly all the moves that you need to win more singles. So I'll drop the link down below in the description. Let's get back to it. The next drill is your good serve +1, return +1. And it is somewhat cooperative. You're not trying to rip winners. You're also not trying to just put the ball in play. You do want to go for depth. So I'm serving. Kenneth is going to return one ball. I hit the next ball off of that return. He hits one more ball, and then I catch the ball. So for a total of 4 touches.
Oh, you aced me. You aced me. That didn't count.
The next drill, in this drill, usually you would mark a line about halfway between the service line and the baseline. Or if you have the junior, the 60-foot lines, those are your targets. Since I forgot my targets and I don't want to put balls in the middle of the court, we're going to be really creative. We're going to use the shade and its extension as the target line. Here's how the drill goes. I'm going to serve and Kenneth is going to return. So this time we're only hitting one ball each. He's trying to work on deep returns and we're playing points out like a regular game. So I'm starting on the deuce court, I'm serving the ball. If Kenneth manages to get the ball deeper than our imaginary line, he gets 1 point, so it's love 15. If he hits it shorter than the service line, I get 1 point, 15 love. If he hits it into that no man's land in between, he gets 1 do-over per game. So for instance, if I serve on the very first ball, he returns into that middle space, we're playing the point over. And from then on, if he hits it short, he loses a point. If he hits it inside our target area, I lose the point. And that way, you're playing out whole games. And of course, if he misses it deep, I get the point. So 15 love. Up. Second serve. You do have first and second serve. Woo! 30 love. So far, I'm ruling this. So that is short. Another point for me. Yep. So, game for me. Now we're switching. No matter which of these drills you're using, I would suggest that you're always, every time you step on court, you work on your serve and on your return, because it's just such a huge part of tennis. If you can't start the point, how are you going to play the middle of it? And if you want to work on a really, really good spin serve, use the slice serve first before you go to the kick serve. And if you want to learn how to hit it, go ahead and check out this video.